Have you ever wondered, how the heck do I even find a therapist anyways? Well, keep watching because today I'm going to share with you 4 things to look for when you're trying to find a therapist. Hey there, it's Alicia Taverner, licensed marriage and family therapist. I'm the owner of Rancho Counseling, and I'm here to help couples on the brink to improve their connection, their communication, their intimacy, and their trust. Welcome back to my channel. Finding a therapist is so hard, and I know this from personal experience. Yes, your therapist likely has a therapist. You could think of them as like your grand therapist. Therapists have their own issues and hangups that they need to work through as well. And having their own therapist definitely makes them better therapists. Finding a therapist that's a good fit for you is a really personal decision. So here are some tips to help you find the perfect therapist. So the first thing that you want to think about is the therapist's specialization. Most people will start with Google and type in something like counseling and then their city. Great referrals tend to come from friends and family, but due to the confidential nature of therapy, it's not always easy to ask your friends and family for a therapist referral. So check out the therapist website. Do your research, look it over, see if you vibe with some of the things that they write in their text on their website. See if they have a specialization. Think about the specialization kind of like podiatry versus optometry, right? If you were looking for somebody to help you with your eyes, you wouldn't necessarily go and see a podiatrist. So if you're looking for help with anxiety, you wouldn't necessarily want to see a couples therapist. However, some couples therapists could also specialize in anxiety, so that's why you want to do your research. Look over their website, read the text, see if it vibes with you. The second thing you're going to want to think about is the therapist's location. Are you going to want to drive there every week? Typically, you want to see your therapist once a week, every week until you reach your goals. Some therapists might work differently, and so that's what you want to talk to them when you have a phone consultation. Maybe you find a therapist online and you think, wow, I really vibe with them. I really want to go and see this person. But unfortunately, they're too far away. So you want to get somebody who's in your same state, because our licensure as therapists are statewide. So we're not allowed to practice outside of state lines. So as long as the person is in your state, you might want to just call and see or look on their website and just check to see if they offer online appointments, if that's something that you're open to. Therapists who do online counseling will tend to use a service that is confidential, something sort of like Skype. There's a couple different ones, so you have to check with them to see which they prefer. Online therapy can be a really great option, especially if you really vibe with the person and you don't have a lot of time. Sometimes that can be really convenient. I know I see my therapist online, sometimes between sessions when I'm at work. If you're thinking about doing online therapy, you just want to be sure that you are going to be in a place where you feel comfortable and you know that there's not people listening to your conversation, and you feel like you can have a safe space to talk confidentially with your therapist, and of course, an internet connection. So the third thing that you're going to want to think about when you're trying to find a therapist is the cost. I know this can be a really big deal for some people, for a lot of people actually, but you can expect to pay anywhere between $100 and $200+ per session. I know that can sound like a whole lot of money. It's kind of like a car payment. But you have to think about this as an investment in yourself. Your future self will definitely thank you. So when thinking about the cost, think about it as a season in your life. Most people don't plan on being in therapy forever, and most therapists don't plan on keeping their clients in therapy forever either. So for this season in your life, can you forego a couple of your regular expenses, things that might not be necessary, kids' activities, nails, hair, things like that? So for this season, are you able to forego a couple of your expenses? Things that might not be 100% necessary in order to afford this investment in yourself or in your relationship. So this is the part where many of you will ask, well, what if I want to use my insurance? Cool. If you have an HMO or a PPO, you're going to want to call your insurance company, find out what they cover, find out what percentage they reimburse if you have a PPO, find out if there's a deductible that you have to meet, and then make sure that the type of therapy that you want is covered under your insurance plan. So for example, if you want couples counseling, you're going to want to call your insurance company and make sure that they cover couples counseling. The insurance company will then likely give you a list of providers to go through. So you're going to kind of want to follow those first 3 steps that I outlined in the beginning of this video in order to weed out, who you vibe with, what the location is, and then obviously they take your insurance. The last thing I'll mention here is something that I've mentioned early on in the video, and it is the vibe that you feel with the therapist. Once you've looked at their website, pick up the phone and give them a call. See if you can do a phone consultation with them. During this phone consultation, you're going to want to feel them out. Do you feel comfortable talking to them? Are you going to feel comfortable sharing your deepest, darkest secrets with them? The thing to remember here is that you are the consumer. And so you want to do your due diligence to find out, is this a person that I really want to invest my time, my energy, and my money with? Studies tell us that the greatest outcomes from therapy don't come necessarily from their clinical orientation or the way that the therapist works. They come from the relationship that you're able to create with your therapist. So keep that in mind. If you're able to develop a really strong connection and relationship with your therapist, you're going to be more likely to be open to communicating with them, but also to listening to some of the things that they have to say to you. So again, just to quickly recap, you want to find a therapist whose specialization is what you're looking for help with. You want to consider the location, the cost, and most importantly, the vibe that you feel with a therapist. I hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, you can find more information about me and my practice at ranchocounseling.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.